And now let's play everyone's favorite game, What Made Cody React Like This?
Wow. Basically, Ricky, it's a very highly thought of bourbon.
Really?
You son of a bitch! Wow. Rich?
You guys...
How did you manage to get that?
Like, there's a line of people just to buy that?
Banned for life, balls out in bourbon video.
All 4 of these bourbons. Is this bourbon or is this...
I don't know, Ricky. You tell me.
Is it...
I hope all your private, sensitive information got flashed to the camera just now, Cody.
Smells awfully minty.
Wow.
They like all have the same color.
Yeah, they are. They are remarkably similar. There is a theme.
Okay.
I'm trying to institute with all of these now. What could it be? What could it be?
Scotches.
That's
You know what we need to come up with is things that you guys can do to earn hints from me. I wish I had a little like robot or something, and then like it spits out a hint.
How about comedy? Whoever's the best comedy wins.
Well, I think Rick's
Because-
gonna win that.
All I've got to say is this video seems a little crowded, and we did a video earlier, and it just seems so much better. And I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it, but I guess all I can say is sometimes you have such a thing as addition by subtraction.
Right. Bigger isn't always better, you know? More isn't always merrier.
Yeah. More isn't more.
Okay, here we are. Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or whatever to everybody.
Yeah.
Sometimes if
I just canceled the whole video. Two's a pair, three's a pair.
sometimes you have 2, and it seems like a party, but then you have Rick, and then it,
Mm.
you
Of
know.
course.
Ricky's wondering why he came over for this abuse. Could have just saw Spider-Man and gone home. But, well, these are the decisions we have to live with sometimes, you know?
I guess I just wanted Adrian's board game.
Yeah. Right, but Adrian screwed up. Okay, so here we are. We have 4 new bourbons today.
Well, they're bourbons now. I know that.
Wow, we sold the deal sealed!
It spit out. It could have been, you know, whiskey. Whiskey is an awkward to say now. So whatever this is.
All right.
We're going to do a blind taste test, and I have not looked up any of the notes or anything for these. Rick wouldn't know anyway.
Nope.
And I've hidden all
more fun that way,
information from Cody, so we should be in for a surprise. Hopefully, we all have our palate cleansers. So
Heck yeah.
let's dig in. Starting
All
on the left.
On the right, I mean left.
The left.
Okay.
La, la, la.
That's
Wow. Chocolate.
pleasant to me.
Milk chocolate. Right up the top. Smells good.
Might be my favorite bourbon to smell so far in all the ones we've done.
Wow. High praise from Rick. He's usually not into the smell.
Just remind me slightly of like 1920. The chocolate and caramel and a little bit of almost like a grassy, corny kind of note, just slightly.
I was gonna throw in maybe it's like not quite orange, but I'm not sure what the closest thing would be. Like apricot, but not. It's actually most things I've named so far are sweet. They're on the sweeter side of the spectrum. So
A little oak. A little cinnamon.
I'm gonna say some granola. I'm looking forward to this. This smells good. These do look identical, man. Right now you mention it. Like I want to say this first one's slightly more copper looking than the other. The middle two in particular.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that?
When it hits that right spot in the olfactory, I smell a little bit of maybe spearmint. Now that you bring up gum flavors, but I think everything else stands out more. And the chocolate's like kind of receded a little bit the more and more I smell it.
That was certainly a noise.
A little bit of a dusting there around the rim Cody took care of. Alright, I can't wait any longer.
There we go.
Whoa! That's hot. Woo! Put some water on that one.
Not maybe. Maybe a little cinnamon, but maybe not like the traditional baking spice kind of.
Yeah.
Not really either pepper either, I don't think. Just very spicy, hot.
Maybe a little cherry, but it's not like a cherry candy. It's definitely more like yeah, lozenge.
Did you squeeze some jalapenos in this?
Yeah, this has got some. This packing some meat.
My stomach thanks you, by the way.
Might not be a bad note, Ricky.
What's that?
Like a jalapeno pepper jam more so. And of course, nothing tastes like jalapeno straight up.
Right.
But maybe like when you get like that like sweetened jam kind of. Maybe. Definitely that wintergreen taste and.
I'm getting like wood chips on the back end, like something very dry and woody. Now that my tongue's gotten more acclimated to it, and once you get through the considerable heat factor,
yeah,
and it becomes a little bit more dry.
I was not expecting that. That's for sure. Because nothing from, at least from what I was smelling, would indicate those
gonna be that
spicy.
Yeah, but like.
A little bit.
It was very aromatic, so like to the extent that it's like if it's a high alcohol thing, that could follow. But yeah, I wouldn't have thought it would be like this either. It's explosively flavorful. That would singe the end of your tongue off if you sat with this one long enough. It's a good thing I gave us very, very heavy, generous pours here. We're gonna be wasted by the end of the night. All right,
alrighty.
Ready to smell?
Let's get on to Adrian's
Nope,
fantastic.
Oh, there we go. The one your knuckles are touching. That's the third one you're touching right now.
What's this one then?
That's the
That's
fourth.
the fourth.
There's
one.
4.
Yep.
Yes.
There you go.
We're dying. This is a little more mellow.
Ooh.
Smells more corny, like a sweet corn.
Yeah. And I'm getting. Why am I smelling chocolate every time? It's because I'm by all the sweets. Because like I smell like fudge. It's
Oops! I spilled a few drops on my pants on accident.
Uh-oh.
I was trying to twirl it, to like unleash the scents, as the professionals do.
Yeah. Okay, now it's died down a bit. It's a little more mellow, but it's like a darker fruit type than the first one, which was more like
You get corn
and
too.
earthy. This one's more like, say, it smells a little sweeter and a little richer, like a plum compared
Plum.
to a
That's what I was gonna say. Plum.
plum.
Yeah.
Plum and corn.
Yeah, fig or like a raisin bread. How's it sound, Cody? sound 50 proof or 60 proof?
About 50. I ate too much pizza.
Yeah, same.
Well,
There you go.
I went back and smelled the first one real quick just to see, and it's like way more like spicy and peppery smelling the first one. Very subtle, soft start, sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
before the heat kind of kicks in.
It's very much like the nose on the palate. It smells pretty rich.
Richness is hard to describe as a characteristic, but like to me it's different than depth. It's more like rich, you think of like thickness. It's like flavor that plus thickness. So like fudge would be rich compared to chocolate to me. And like,
Ooh,
this is like kind of rich, I would say.
that's weird. It's like there's so much going on because, yeah, still at first, but I like if you like intentionally hold it in your mouth as long as you possibly can, if your tongue can withstand the spiciness. And it's like, I don't know if it's because the taste buds are like invigorated from the spice or something, but it's just like there's just a lot going on.
Yeah. And the more it sits there, more of those like kind of like candy syrup flavors kind of come out, and I'm not sure whether like what fruit that is. It's almost for a second there when I let it just sit on my tongue, like you said, it was like a little brought out a little bit of pear and apple, but I don't think I'd taste those at all when I just sip it normally.
Yeah.
It's like maybe like a sweet corn and plum, like maybe like a corn juice mixed with plum juice, and then you added some like confectioner sugar. I don't know. Maybe there's some chocolate in there too, but it might be really light. Anything super substantial.
Yeah, I think the first one had more going on, probably. But this one's a little easier to take.
I agree, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, that light's been going off all night.
I was like, wait, is it?
Which one?
The one just past Rick.
Yeah. I thought like maybe you're...
See, there it goes,
Oh,
it
it goes
went
off.
off again. In a pinch. I went to
Learn
use your
something
phrase.
new every day. I
This
guess.
one, okay. So this one's more.
Oh, we're moving on. Hold on, everybody.
I have
Well,
cleaned
sorry.
the tables.
Let's catch up to Cody, Ricky.
This one is more similar to the first one. I get minty again. It's not as prevalent, but I also get a very earthy note on this one. It's almost like a dirty mint.
Yeah.
It's like a
Cool.
Tree barkers.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm picking up what you're laying down. A little dusty. A little,
What are those
I think you think of Triscuits for some reason.
You know, this is just because Rick said that, and it made me think of this in my mind. I have to say it now because I connected dots, not necessarily because it absolutely smells like that, but you know, my mom always gets like the candies during Christmas, tree bark. You know, it's like the peppermint covered in chocolate.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's kind of what I maybe have imagined in this because you said tree bark. I mean, it's not super minty.
This one's not as like overtly sweet as either of the first two.
Yeah.
It's definitely got some in there though.
Yeah.
It's two stands out as a little different for me. I don't
You guys
get
ever had
like
goji berries? That's what this is. Dried goji berries are like a less sweet raisin, but I'll come for you.
In your dreams, and you woke up.
There's definitely got a deeper.
Weird things. It's like '90s things that people used to say.
And, a little harder to get a nose off. This one seems a little lighter, a little less proofy. But it seems like we're going downwards in proof, a little more earthy,
Getting a little citrus.
a little minty, a little milk chocolate.
Yeah, I'm with you on the citrus. I don't know. I wouldn't say it was like anything specific. Like
Yeah,
I don't
it's
smell orange or lemon or anything like that. It's just like a
Kind of a mixed orange and lemon is like somewhere in there. But okay, and I don't know if I'm sure this isn't there. I am smelling slices of cucumber. And I keep re-smelling it when if you look for it. I am now...
Cucumber is nothing though.
Okay. Oh, this is probably...
no.
the idea
Cucumbers
got in my
definitely have a
head, and
very
now-
distinct smell.
Oh yeah, that's a nice smoky boy. Sits with you. Does not too rough. He's taking you out for a nice cattle drive, nice and slow.
Yeah.
little
If you say
little
so.
barnyard. Adrian's writing an entire character for this one and backstory.
You know what? I don't. What's funny about this one? I don't get so much the.
You don't get. Is this smoky to you guys? Am I wrong about that?
Mm-mm.
No, it's not, or no, I'm not wrong.
I don't get it.
Fair enough.
The taste, I'm getting like kind of dark chocolatey.
Brown sugar. You know,
yes, something.
like a little mintiness maybe, but what I was gonna say, maybe it comes in with like the brown sugar, but it reminds me of having had only 2 other variants before, but having them be very different variants of the same brand. Anyways, it reminds me of Knob Creek. Even in the last one where we had the rye, which is very, different from what they normally do.
Yeah.
What it reminded me of on first sip, which it reminded me of in the the rye, was and I think I described it as this. It was like, for me, it was almost like a heavy taste. It was, or like a almost feeling. It like reminded me. It was like almost like there was like sediment in the liquid. It was like you
sediment.
Yeah, it's like you poured like a little glass of water and then you dropped cinnamon in it. And then you took a drink and then, like, of course, it's not all really mixed in. It kind of, just kind of falls on your tongue. It's heavy. And you can feel it just kind of blanket the tongue. And I kind of got that same sensation with the rye. So that's just a guess out the ass. I can't really pinpoint particular taste notes, like like brown sugar, maybe a little cinnamon, maybe a little like mintiness in there, but I'm not sure. It's not real. Like on the back end, maybe like oak mintiness. I don't know.
Why you said oak? Because man, I'm getting wood.
This one drinks a lot hotter than it smells.
To me, this was the least. We're gonna have an encore. Nope, that was just a two-part act.
God bless me.
Act 1 and 2.
Everyone.
God bless us all.
Thanks for
Everyone.
leading my way with that.
Well,
Do it again,
I was
Cody.
already having issues tasting and smelling this one correctly, and now
you have
I smell
a
burrito.
palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Well,
Some spiciness to it, but it's definitely not as much as the first 2.
Yeah, this one's more muted to me, and it's now that I've had a palate cleanser and I've drank it a few more times, the smokiness has gone away, but I'm still tasting oak. Burnt, maybe burnt brown sugar. I'm not getting tons on this one.
a little touch of vanilla, burnt brown sugar, a little cinnamon, slightest little hint of like, I don't know if it's, I don't want to say that it's mint just because I tasted it on the first 2. I don't know necessarily that it's on this
I'm
one.
not getting much mint on this one.
If I do, it's on the back end, but I don't.
To me, this has
Not
a weak.
too much.
Do you agree that this has kind of a weak finish? Number 3.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I just did number 1 again, and number 1 like just lasts. It just lasts. It's like overwhelming your tongue, arguably, but it's
I think the second one has a nice balance.
Yeah.
Between the 2.
Second's not sure what to make of the third one right now. Might change as we go back through it, but
It's kind of, I don't know exactly what these notes are, but it seems like kind of 1 or 2 note. Not that it's bad either. And they're certainly not weak notes. Just not a whole lot that I don't know what the flavors are that I'm tasting necessarily because I'm not good at this, but there's a couple of them,
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't, I'm not guessing too hard. There's like 2 or 3 of them.
Well, I just got a little bit on that note after having a big swig of water. A little bit of banana bread.
You son of
Like-
a bitch.
Really moist, like banana that's been really bruised banana bread.
Is there nuts in there?
No,
Ooh, I'd like some.
it's just tasting. I'm not the
I
chef
prefer
here.
the nuts in my banana bread.
You would.
Yeah. All right, number 4. Smell her.
She smells like she's needed to wash for a little while.
As soon as I said it, I'm like, Cody's gonna take it.
Like she needs to air her out a little. You know?
I'm sorry, everyone.
The tried and
My
true
fault.
description.
This smells like number 3, but less pronounced.
So it's even the weakest of the bunch.
Or our noses are becoming more desensitized.
Our nose
Your
cleanser.
nose is a little son of a bitch.
Smell your hand, guys. Smell your hand.
Your call, Rick.
Smell your arm.
Oh, where's this bit?
Smell your armpit.
nose on your hand, just smell it. Not
Okay,
the
after
aroma.
doing that, it's like nutty to me. It's
Yeah. You mentioned it? Nutty, like...
Like, what kind of nut? Like a basic almond or something.
Yeah.
Cashew. So what,
Peanut?
Yeah, this one's less sweet. It's more...
That's
like,
not what Rodrigo told me.
Huh? Cody, when you throw out jokes like that, you know, when I'm 4 jokes past that, it's like, I don't know where you're inserting that.
Are we gonna fall asleep to Merry Christmas, Mr. Bean?
No. Jesus. We need to watch it.
Maybe. Ooh, maybe George C. Scott's Christmas Carol. That's on YouTube.
but- Sure.
Getting a nice char note. They're sitting on the wall for a while, and it's like almost like bonfire, like cinder.
Some oak, some like
Not really anything sweet.
some like oak, some cinnamon coated almonds maybe or something. I don't. Yeah. Or like peanuts. I don't know.
Yeah, almonds or some kind of nut, but it's like it's salted.
It's not-
Yeah, I don't even think it's like it's not like honey roasted. To me, I'm not getting any sweetness.
Yeah, same.
It's like it's like a dusty peanut with a little coating of cinnamon on it, and it's like it's been sitting around for a while. It hasn't been air sealed. It's not super effervescent.
Let's see.
Definitely some like dark oak and like maybe slight nut. Other than that,
Let's see if maybe our tongues can reveal some secrets that our nose hides from us. Cody.
reveal yourself.
Yeah.
Okay,
Woo!
it tastes
My
much more
throat.
like sweeter on the palate.
Yeah. Swear.
A lot of
And then-
fume on the back end there. It's like perfume. A lot of alcohol.
You know what?
Snuck
Yeah,
in.
burned my throat as it went down.
Like I'm
Doesn't
not getting
burn my
burnt
mouth.
too much. It just like the vapor
Like-
just showed up.
Like, it's not doing anything in my mouth, but then, like, as my throat as it's going down is like, whew.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm gonna say I think all of these are
That
really
is-
good, honestly.
Hint of sweetness. But
Yeah.
mostly nutty for me.
You know what this makes me
Peanut
think of, Ricky?
with a burn as it goes down my throat.
Is a very slightly less sweet, very alcoholic Buckeye.
Buckeye.
Think so? A little confectioner sugar, peanut butter, and chocolate
Yeah.
Woo. God, that aftertaste.
with
The finish, right?
that. It's a Buckeye that somebody poured some
Oh,
rubbing alcohol over the top of.
Oh man, that back end is killer. Dang.
Told you. Packs a punch.
Yeah. Yeah, compared to this
To
one,
me-
compared to 4, number 1 tastes like a donut.
That's way too hot. Unpleasantly hot. I
Now
don't know what
that,
the proof is, but I can tell you it's not. It's not high enough for the amount of burn. I'm thinking these are all in the 100 to 115 range.
do you think maybe that's the theme of these 4 is the, like, spicy bourbons or something?
No,
No?
I'm not sure what. If it was the first 2, I'd say they were ryes, but now I'm less certain of that. I'm trying to think of.
So you're saying Adrian's got ya, huh?
Yeah, I'm
He's
trying to think
tricked
of if the third one was
Outsmarted.
if it was a Knob Creek, then I'm trying to think of what else they do and how that would. Not that I know that's Knob Creek at all. That seemed very similar to me. That seemed like a triumph moment where maybe I could possibly get something right once.
Oh my god.
I'm very confused now.
Oh.
Trying to think. I think 2 and 3 were my favorites, maybe, but it's only because 4 I liked, but it was way too hot. And not that I can't handle it, it doesn't even seem like it's that hot, like for the flavor that's in it. So it's like it's decent flavor, but just too much. And then 1 seemed too much like a rye to me, and I'm not generally dig the mintiness, but I'm sure it'll be strawberries when I go back through.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, give it a minute, Ricky. God damn it, you do this every time.
Maybe you would need a minute if you used your palate cleanser.
I did.
No, yeah.
And it told me to piss
really,
off.
you really went to town on that. Wow.
Maybe we need to redo this because your taste buds have been affected by every bourbon you've had.
Yeah, mister. You're bringing a little bit into every glass past it. Okay. Let's make some progress, I guess.
Maybe slight sweetness.
It's so hard to pick out individual notes on this one.
Honey, maybe. But it's very subtle. Mostly nutty still. The meat.
Oak and nut, but it's not even like super pronounced. You know, like when I had Old Granddad 114, you'd be like, ooh, nuts. And I didn't like that, of course, but like here it's like it's more like like Knob Creek type of nut, where it's like I think they're Jim Beam. It's like it's there, but it's like it's a little bit of nut maybe.
See,
it's like a sweeter. Well, it's not that sweet even, but it's like if it's any kind of nut, it's like a Buckeye, where it's like you mix it with confectioner sugar, and then it's like it's obviously like the main part of it is nut, but
yeah,
it's not like peanut butter straight up.
Right?
It's like you mix it with something else, and then it's like, oh, this is maybe this is nut, but it. And other than that, I just get like kind of oak. It's hard to. I didn't really get vanilla or anything. Definitely like dark smelling, maybe a little brown sugar, but it's not very sweet. It's more peanutty tasting than it's smelling.
Yeah, that one just attacks my throat for some reason.
But also, yeah, way too.
I mean,
hot.
We've never done it, but we could add a couple drops of water to these.
A lot of people are really good at that I watch are really good at determining the proof of them. You know, they can be like, that's 104. It's like 105. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, pfft.
How do they get that specific?
I be like off by 15. Only 2 like super higher proof ones that I have had are the Elijah Craig B520, which is I think 127 proof, and the Jack Daniels, which is 132. And both of those they were different. Like they both delicious, but like it would get me in the throat. It'd be like it'd be like somebody's pinching you in the throat, and you'd be like like that kind of feeling. This does not do that at all. It's just really hot in the mouth. So I feel like it's probably not. It's probably like 100 to 110, 115 maybe, but just whatever proof it. I feel like there are similar proofs probably. I'll have to try them all. But point being, I don't think it's that high. Thus, too hot for what it is. I think we'll see, but
yeah.
I like to do one-offs, this versus that, because it's easier for me to do rankings that way.
Amateur.
Yeah, I mean, something about doing things the old way, Ricky. You know what I mean? Let's go to number 3, bud.
Number 3. Cheers.
Wait, hold on.
I'm also on number 3, for the record.
Grab by the tip.
Oh, tip.
There you go.
Cheers. Merry Christmas,
You
honey.
filthy animal.
Merry Christmas, honey. Sweetie.
And now I don't even remember what I said about this one.
This one was like...
Which is fine. It's a little sweeter, a little lighter, a little more caramely.
Yeah.
I think. What'd you say on this one? Maybe like corn or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. What was the other? You had like one other
You got a
note.
little bread crumble on 3. Now I'm back to it. And, I think 3 and 4 in general are more nutty than the first 2. 4 probably being the most, but
I almost get like a little tiny bit of honey on this one. On the smell. A little corn, a little honey, a little caramel. I don't know. Alright. A little oak. Not too much like spice wise, like baking spice wise. Maybe potentially like a very small hint of like cherry, maybe in the back end. Like just a little bit of fruity, like maybe like a dark cherry.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I get fruit, but I think on the first pass, Rick and I said we thought there was a citrus note that was a little.
Oh yeah.
Like a little vague.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm more on that side of the fruit. I don't really get cherry. Could be there, but
Like a tangerine or something.
yeah, something like that's like pretty sweet, but it's more not in the berry side of the fruit spectrum.
You had some corn juice with a drip of cherry juice in it. Some corn juice and some orange juice. More so like the skin of the orange, and then like you squeeze an orange.
Mhm.
Like that orange and corn, it's like the corn makes it a little sweet, but you got that citrus, like sort of bitter citrus, and maybe like you rinsed a cherry in there. Like you didn't really squeeze it out.
If it's cherry,
But it's like
maraschino.
very,
It is like
barely there.
pink cherry on your sundae cherry.
All right, we'll forget that then. We'll say then that it is
Sorry, Clay. Maybe next time.
I mean,
that you had.
Maybe you'll get right
that
next
would know
time,
more than
man.
me, but
Tangerine.
It's pretty good, but
Tangerine.
both these were kind of hard to pinpoint.
Living reflection from a dream.
Ooh, that's
Little
different.
Led Zeppelin.
I have my own.
What's going on over there, guys? I missed it.
Just trying to stab me with it.
I said, cheers.
Oh, Cody.
Somebody's gonna make these videos pop. You know?
Cody just like has this way of just getting silly with it. When I start hitting that wall, man, I just like it's hard for me to think. It's hard for me to use that tongue productively.
Ooh, I'll show you how.
Man, I gotta watch what I say around you guys.
God, it's hard for me to smell anything because it just like stings my nose hairs. Like,
I think for some reason I think maybe the first one I smelled like some mint, and so I passed it along to this one, but I don't smell any of that now. I do think coincidentally, I think I smell orange on this one, but I'm not sure. A little vanilla.
I'll say vanilla.
I'll say this. As my tongue gets more and more exhausted,
Yeah.
the ones that have a long finish stand out. You know, like all the ones that it's like all the first half of the flavor gets blocked. It's like when you have like orange juice and then you have milk right after. It's like you don't taste the milk doesn't even taste like milk, or vice versa. And it's like that's when you have, or if you have like chocolate and then you have something else sweet, it's like the sweet thing won't taste that sweet because you just had chocolate, right?
Yeah.
And that's like these bourbons are like cross-pollinating and
Right.
keeping all those flavors out, but the ones that have like a really long finish
Yeah.
are the ones that like are sticking out to me right now, which for right now is 1 and 4.
This one's sticking out to me a little bit. It's a little brighter than the other two. I do get citrus, I think orange, but
What do you want to?
yes, a little vanilla.
I think this is the one that we said was like had some like plum or dark fruit in it.
We did.
A little bit of that, yeah, a
So
little
it's
darkness.
Sweeter, not as explosive as one.
Got me.
Why is my phone going off? Who's trying to?
Yeah. Like orange, hot cinnamon.
Oh.
And
A little oak,
Well, I'm getting a little
vanilla.
I'm getting a little bit of like vanilla frosting now, like some of those cake flavors. Now that reminding myself that it's like they're I'm tasting it again.
Like you had like a.
Sugar plum.
It's like you had a It's like you had a like a very, very, very subdued cornbread. It was like you mixed a vanilla cake and cornbread mixed together, and then you topped it with like an orange plum icing. Now I'll taste it. Is everyone ready?
Let's see. Yep.
I've already gone back through all 3. Or all 4, like 3 times.
I think I'm just gonna say it. I think this is my number 1.
It's leaning that way
It's very
for me
pleasant.
as well.
Class 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's leaning there for me as well. Definitely, it does have that like icing, like decadent, sweet, like confectioner, like orangey, vanilla icing kind of taste to it.
Yeah.
I think.
I get a lot of that I'm back at 1. I get a lot of that at 1. But it's way more punchy and poppy. It's just so much more explosively fun.
1 I'm afraid to go back to drink. Drinking
Yeah.
habanero juice.
I mean, I don't really get.
Maybe it's not as
I
bad
get the
going back
comparison
to it,
the
but
peppers, but I don't taste anything.
it might not be as bad going back to it.
It's sweet.
Like I don't get any peppery
cherry and-
flavors, but the spiciness to it. Is,
For one, it's cherry and orange, and it's like a blood orange. It's like a very sweet. Everything's sweet, and then you
Yeah.
throw in there just a ton of heat and.
Yeah, less so mint than when I got the first time around. This was the one that seemed the most like a rye to me.
Yeah. Dog intermission.
oh, Cody,
Bentley.
save your thoughts right now.
the tradition of Bentley's insatiable thirst during recordings. I know, it would be so boring.
For some reason, I can't smell this one as well as
Number
first
1.
time around. Yeah.
Me neither.
It's nothing compared to the first time for sure.
I think I do still get that wintergreen, but it's a lot more muted now. It's not as sweet, not as minty. But I think I also get maybe cherry.
I get like it.
Gonna regret this, but I'm gonna sip it.
You can do it, Ricky.
That was not nearly as bad as the first time around.
Yep. See, because your palate has had a break since the last time we were here. So
If we're going for the highest ethanol levels, 1 and 4, clearly at the top for me. It's not close. And I definitely get more so of the minty spirit or wintergreeny rye taste on one than I did the first time, but I didn't smell it as much this time. But I taste it though. It's not that bad. It's not as forward as that, but that's the main taste I personally get. I think that mintiness, but like a wintergreen, not like a peppermint or not even eucalyptus or anything. It's just like a wintergreen, but there's also a decent amount of ethanol and a little cinnamon, maybe a little oak. Not sure what else I get. Maybe
the order
cherry.
these were put in is interesting to me because one is to me the sweetest and also the most probably most flavorful.
Yeah. Like
orange cherries. And then you have the second one, which to me is the same is similar to 1, but way less explosive. And then 3 is starting to bring in a little bit of oaky flavors and nut. And then 4 is all oak and nut. So it's almost like they're straight up a continuum. From 1 to 4 and 2 and 3. 2 is a weaker version of 1 and 3 is a weaker version of 4 is the way I taste these.
Smell 4 after having 1. It is straight freaking like sawdust peanuts.
Yeah.
I told you, I was saying wood chips. I'm telling you.
Adrian, going back to what you were saying before, take everything you said and just reverse it. The exact opposite is my opinion.
So what do you
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. It's like, dang.
I'm working on my order now. That's gonna take me a minute though.
Yeah, give me a second to think about it. I'm gonna go to the
little boy's room.
Yeah, the little boy.
The WC. So, I'm not sure. 1 and 4 are the most different. which goes. I semi agree with what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying, but I think the one. I feel like like progressively it gets more like nutty and more like cinnamon and like what you're saying, less fruit, darker kind of. But I also feel like one needs to be taken off of that because I don't feel like it even.
What do you mean?
Compares to these in that range. These I would agree are like some degree of nutty, cinnamon, oak, vanilla. This one I don't. This one's almost like a rye almost.
I think I got my order.
What's your order?
2314.
We are going to be very close to opposites right here.
It might be close to Ricky.
1-4-2-3 at the moment. I could see. I could maybe switch 2 and 4, but I kind of like those nutty, woody flavors. Sometimes it just hits the right note for me if it's done right.
You go out to the middle of the woods and you just gnaw on trees, and you're like, man, this is delicious.
You have a way of characterizing me, Ricky. It makes me sound like a madman.
Well, what choice do I have when you tell me your order? I'm just kidding.
I mean, you're pretty consistent. You prefer
like sweeter stuff, like lighter stuff,
sweeter, not booze bombs.
Yeah.
Of alcohol. So I mean that's fair. But there's like I like the woody ones sometimes. One, because they stand out, and two, it's like you want to have, if you have a bunch of bourbons, a lot of them are going to have notes of cherry and orange and caramel, a lot of typical flavors. And it's like nice to have that hard, kind of rough side of bourbon sometimes that like give you a palate change. That tonight I'm gonna have a nice thick steak. I'm gonna char the outside of it. I'm gonna crust the outside of it. You want to have a nice leathery type of bourbon for that. I think that I think one is to me the spice. You guys know me. I like spice and heat. Like when it comes to food, kind of similar when it comes to bourbon. What are you doing?
Cut video. Cut inappropriate things going on.
Assault.
I would say this one's gonna be another weird one. Why can't you just have regular This is gonna be a weird one for me because it's gonna take me a minute still to figure out my order, but it's so hard because I don't know how to. I'm just gonna order them the way that I like them, but it's hard for me because like one I feel is the most like a rye. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
Yeah.
And I'm not huge on rye. But I also try to.
That shouldn't come into your grading it though. Like if you like this one,
I just mean like.
Who cares?
No, but I mean, I'm saying like it tastes like a rye, and I'm not a big fan of rye.
So you don't like the way one tastes.
I don't dislike it. Oh, it's that's what I'm saying. It's like it's a thing. It's like a. It's a weird thing where
all night.
It's a weird thing where it's like, okay, it tastes like a rye. I don't
takes too long in a board game.
I don't love like the taste of ryes, like the mintiness of it. I don't love the mintiness of it, but like I also kind of want to grade it fairly on like, is it actually good though? Like, I'm having the world's best rye, and I'm just like, oh, there's a little bit of mintiness in it. Don't like it. Worst one. So I'm like, I'm trying to. Like and same thing for number 4, very peanutty.
Right.
Don't love peanuts at all.
I know.
So I'm trying to like those are so opposing to 2 and 3, but then 2 and 3 don't maybe seem quite as especially 3 doesn't seem as complex as the other one. So I'm trying to like it's weird. It's hard to like.
I think you're in my evaluations of what they taste like are pretty similar, but just the difference is like I like this type of flavor where you don't.
Yeah. I don't like tequila, but it's like the world's greatest tequila. I don't want to just dismiss it because I'm not a big tequila fan.
You know what we should do, Cody, is we should take a bunch of beer bottles and bourbon bottles and make them into ornaments. Like we got those little airplane flights.
Yeah.
Drink them, and then you have little bottles all over your tree. So it doesn't look like a naked nothing with lights.
I like naked nothing. My favorite type.
So what, say your order again, Rick?
2314.
1-4, okay. For me, I'm gonna go 1-4-2-3.
I guess I have mine. It's a show.
What is it, dude?
2, 1, 3, 4.
2 is our favorite. 4 is our least favorite. That's high five.
That's where we're at.
Yeah.
1, I just felt like it was pretty. I felt like I was doing a disservice by like lowering it just because I'm like don't like the minty flavors because they weren't super ultra pronounced. You know, it was just sort of there, and it seemed more complex than. Basically, 4, peanut, don't love it. 2, I enjoyed it, like orangey, vanilla, sort of sweet. Not that complex though, unfortunately. 1 and 2. 1, a little more minty, a little more like rye. Don't love it. 3, though, it just wasn't very complex. It was just kind of straightforward. So that's why
I think we're all in agreement. 3 is probably the least complex of the 4 of them.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, one's explosive.
3 or 4.
It's more fruity. 1 on the ends, more nutty, which is why Cody doesn't like it. And then 2 is sweet without being quite as overbearing on the tongue.
Yeah.
All right.
Can we
Big
reveal what these are, Adrian?
Big reveal time. All right, still recording. Okay.
Drum roll.
Start from this. I think this will make sense to you. This is what number 4 is.
They were there the whole time. My goodness.
Number 4 is
My least favorite.
Booker's Tagalong Batch.
Wow.
Which-
That's a very good bourbon, Ricky.
That's so you were right, Cody, about where it came from and the type of profile it should have. Well done. So,
Proud of myself. So I never well, I mean, it's not like you just see it in stores either, so, but I wouldn't have bought it if I had seen it, even though people do love their book. Basically, Ricky, it's a very highly thought of bourbon. People really like it, but over the years, it's gotten too expensive.
Oh.
But
Well,
it's peanut.
Apologies to the bourbon
But
community.
they know it's Jim Beam, and
was my
all
least
their
favorite.
stuff is peanutty tasting, so.
Yeah.
Number 3,
My
consensus
second
worst,
favorite.
1792 full proof.
Really?
Off of Cody's shelf, in fact.
You son of a bitch!
Store pick.
It was my second favorite.
I liked
Don't
it.
be offended.
I'm surprised I didn't get that's weird. It's so weird, these things. It's hard to do 4 again. I don't agree with doing 4.
It's okay, man. These things are so subjective.
Because this, well, in a second here.
But it's just that one for me. I always get sweet,
This surprises
sweet
me.
tart banana.
Ooh,
Did not get that at all here.
I think you guys.
our favorite, Cody. Here
Number
we go.
2,
Here we go.
E.H. Taylor, barrel proof.
Wow, Rich.
You guys.
How did you manage
You guys
to get
picked
that?
as-
Did we not?
Well, hold on, Cody.
Wait, didn't we do that one before? Or was that
No.
a different?
No, we did.
two?
We did small batch.
Okay,
Number 1,
that's
my favorite, Stagg Junior.
Hmm.
So Ricky, this one is one that's everybody loves is their favorite bourbon.
Yeah.
This
pretty
sells
much.
for.
This one, you can find it sometimes for 100 to 200. Each Taylor, though, the Each Taylor is how much did you spend? $400?
65.
What's that? Foolproof?
This 65 or 70.
Foolproof?
Barrel proof. Yeah.
From what? A hobo?
Store. Bought it at the store. Stood in line to get it.
There's a line of people just to buy that,
Yeah.
Ricky,
Well,
that's impossible.
This
Taylor
will sell for $300 or $400.
easily.
Stagg
Easily.
Junior.
Well, no wonder it was our favorite.
Yeah.
We have high class tons.
I'm
man.
surprised I didn't pick this one because I small batch for me was the best by far of that group.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I said.
But,
So
but
last
I
time,
do like the Stagg Junior is a super hopped up Eagle Rare. and that I do like those flavors, so that makes sense. That by the way, the theme today was high proof heroes, 62.5%, 63.95%.
That explains why I had a few sips and I'm
63.65%. And
feeling
this one's
good.
a whopping 65.55%.
See, I was totally wrong on the.
Cody, finish mine.
I'm gladly. No, Ricky. So yeah, I definitely got on.
Taylor was beautiful.
On 3, I definitely got
Yeah, I feel bad that I put Booker's above EH Taylor.
Well, you know what?
That's crappy.
You know what's
I just like the difference.
is that we tried these blind. Well, it had a different thing for you.
Yeah.
But for us, we tried them blind, and for me particularly, didn't seem like it was really trying anything special. Which further, the theory of like don't spend
diminishing returns.
So
don't spend too much. But basically, really, so like the Tagalong. That one's like, what is that, like 80 to 100 ish?
That'll run you at a store usually like 90.
But you can find that one.
Yeah.
What was the 1792? You can buy that in the store for $50. You shouldn't have too much problem.
Yeah.
Finding that.
It's like a little seasonal, but it's there.
The Stagg Junior is like a legendary thing, and they used to have it, and it used to cost like 60 to 70, and it's still what its MSRP is, but you'll never find it in a store ever.
Well, so that same store had a dozen of them. I didn't even get it. I passed over it to get something else.
Why didn't you tell me? I would have bought one.
Yeah, because they only let you get one. Like you come in, you buy
this
one
is the
thing.
PlayStation 5 of bourbons, man. I should have bought all of them and sold them.
Well, no, they don't let you. You come in, you get one thing off of this. They have a shelf that they roll up to the front of the store.
Mm-hmm.
Here's all the shit you're after, everybody. This is the day we get our bourbons. And then you pick one thing, and that's all you get.
Well,
you can go to like buy a regular thing off the normal shelf too.
Why didn't you give me something more special, Jesus?
What?
That's when you
I can only
plot
buy
your
one, Cody.
special, and you're like, I will be leaving the store.
I mean,
with all of them,
right?
But basically, like the Stagg Junior, like nobody can hardly find it. Like, it's not like a unicorn, like some people can find it, but. Not very many, and if you do, it's going to be probably $100 plus.
Yeah.
The place they were at my place, it was like $70 about, and I went with barrel.
Well, then Jesus Christ!
But the other reason Stagg Junior is really important right now is because they're getting rid of the Stagg Junior branding, and it's just going to be called Stagg from now on. Yeah. So like that bottle is like
save the
one of the last printings of Stagg Junior.
But so
that's another reason.
So that as far as like the ones that are supposed to cost like around $60, that's everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
But the barrel proof
is like
that's like $400, $500, $700, whatever somebody wants to pay for it.
Right.
So I don't know how the fuck they got that. That's like a unicorn.
So what, for like 70 or something.
This was, I think it was like 70. I don't remember because I bought two things with it. I bought a couple of beers or something.
Does it say barrel proof on there?
On the beer.
Yeah, right under the Taylor.
Barrel proof.
I'm serious though, Ricky. Like people, they don't get that. You just don't get it. You just forget that exists. That costs like $700.
And I didn't sell it. I opened it with you guys because I love. Now,
it was
by the
my
way,
favorite.
This is this was. Booker's I bought off the secondary. I do know though that there's oddly enough, a grocery store that had some of those not that long ago. So Booker's I've not been able to find a whole lot of these either.
Yeah.
But generally these aren't nearly as sought after as these two.
Unicorn tears. Like
cool.
People don't drink. But so
now you're in the big leagues now, Ricky.
Yeah.
So now you can join Fred Minnick and Reach Reynolds.
No, seriously, Ricky, you don't know how rare that is or how expensive that you just don't. You just forget that it exists. Like I can't compare it to something that you would know, like cards or games or something
like pulling.
I don't even.
I don't collect Pokemon cards, but like pulling a Pikachu EX card. I don't collect Pokemon cards,
so I don't endorse this analogy at all.
But yeah, like it's just you just don't even like the EH Taylor small batch, which is like
pretty hard to get.
It's basically like anything. It's 100 proof. It's fine. It never used to be anything. It's like the E.H. Taylor, Ricky. Remember we had that? That was the no, that's what I'm talking about right now.
The E.H. Taylor doesn't come in a square.
Well, it's like a rectangle.
What are you talking about? Hirsch?
No, E.H.
Cody. This is E.H. Taylor.
God damn it, Elmer T. Lee. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Elmer T. Lee. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Remember, it's like a clear bottle and it says like in cursive Elmer T. Lee, and we thought it tasted like watered down, like it could be good.
Yeah.
That's Buffalo Trace 2, and that one now too goes for like $100.
Yeah.
And it's just like you don't, but that one's like 90 proof. This is full proof, which means like they just took it out of the barrel and they're like
Didn't water it.
pure bourbon. So it's like 100 times more special than like the regular E.H. Taylor, which you also will never ever see in a store. Like I don't know how that's possible. Where's my This is Old Forester President's Choice or King of Kentucky?
I assure you, Cody, if I was allowed to buy 2, I would have gotten something.
Jesus. Well, so thoughts on that though? It's again, I can't believe how unspecial it seemed like when you don't know that it's something special. You know what I mean?
Right. This is a great experiment for that, because like most people who like, today we're reviewing E.H. Taylor barrel proof, like it's gonna be this big ass deal.
It's the
my
best
gosh
thing ever.
It's amazing because you psychologically convince yourself. I mean, and it's good. Like I said, these are all good. These are all good. For me, 3 is probably a distant third, a distant last. But 1, 2, and 4 to me are all very good. And like,
I was definitely wrong on the proof, like I said. But it's just because I don't think I've had really anything that was above like 120 proof. I don't think, besides those 2 that I had mentioned. But yeah, I just can't impress upon how much like it didn't seem like I was drinking anything special. Again, I mean, number 3 was 1792, and I really like it. It's like my number 6 or something so far, and it was like, it seems fine.
Hey, Cody.
Well, it is up against really stiff competition too.
Yeah.
Adrian was going to wait like till the end of this to tell you. I'm just going to tell you right now. For another Christmas present, he is going to leave these 2 bottles here at your place for you, Cody.
Oh my God!
Just for you to drink as much as you want.
Actually,
so sweet.
Yeah.
That's not true, Cody.
Did I hear wrong? No.
And Adrian just has to go along with it. He's like, yeah, you're my best friend. I mean, of course. You're the one who showed me like how good bourbon could be.
Oh boy!
Let me just take one more sip off of there.
I guess I heard wrong, Cody. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Yeah, it just seemed like so unspecial. Now I'm gonna go back through them knowing what they are.
I mean, I think this is the low proof of the 4, and it's like 62.5. And the high proof is 65.5. So like we're talking 3, or not proof, but percent. So we're talking like 3% difference in alcohol between the high one and the low one. Like it does not taste that way. Like the 1 and 4, to me, especially 1, seems like it is like 10% more alcohol than the other 3. So like that's kind of an interesting.
I felt 1 and 4 were very similar.
Yeah, 1 and 4 were
very proofy. And you know what? That's people's key complaint with 1792 and any variety is that it tastes very hot. So
well, it didn't here, but that's what these brothers and sisters.
But also, I want to pat myself on the back here and say pretty much what I thought I would like or what I imagined, whatever was what.
Yep. When you started saying like this is going to be like not, or you're like first you're like
Taylor barrel proof should be the best one. Yeah. Stagg I always wanted to try that. I put that a second, but frankly it was very close to the other ones. I'm surprised I didn't like it more. 3 I did like 1792 and Booker's. Yeah, peanut isn't my jam. So
no, and when you started saying that, I'm like, I bet he's right. I bet this is the Booker's. Like this is going to be the one. I gotta say, like Stagg to me really is impressive.
It is very hot.
Yeah, it's super hot, which is weird. I don't know why it's so much hotter than the other ones.
Point, the last thing that I necessarily have, I'm sure I can say more, but the last thing that I did was...
I thought he really did hold it.
No.
Just start
for God's sakes, no, man.
I just see dollars. Like,
Adrian's going to get a kick out of this, Cody.
$100 bills. The one thing though that I've always heard that I think I maybe mentioned it, but it was like a very, very light taste. The Stagg, everyone always says, is a straight up cherry bomb.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't.
I
I got like more.
I would agree with that.
I got like kind of mintiness from it somehow. So I basically so I guessed the way I should have guessed. However, there should have been a way huger gap between my top two and my bottom two. Really, is the problem that I should have. If I would have done that better, then I would have felt better about like, oh, these drink like expensive bourbons. But no.
Best thing about Booker's is it comes in this freaking wooden box with glass. It's like so cool, and like people use it to like they'll grow little plants in it, and they have little Bookers. And it has Bookers all across the side. It's like it's a really cool like provenance piece. The Taylor comes in a canister like the. Where's the one I have? The Bourbon County stout we had earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Comes in a canister like it's over there on the kegerator. Comes in one of those canisters. Stagg is just by itself. 1792 is by itself.
Yeah, I can't believe how peanutty this is. Now that I like kind of I'm looking for that.
So Taylor comes on. It's obviously bigger than that, but it comes in something like that. And the wooden box this thing comes in is really cool.
I just want to go through them again now that I know what they are, and
you got all our Ricks over there to savor as well. So I'll have to figure out the math.
Oh yeah. Oh Cody.
Oh my gosh.
What? I don't understand.
It snuck out.
You've done it again, haven't you?
Right, and I gotta try.
I just walked through it.
Why did you do that?
Oh god, because I gotta stop the recording before my phone blows up. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, it's so weird. I gotta try number 3 again. You gotta get back here with me, Adrian. Get over here with me,
Adrian. That company is not sponsoring us. Could you blur it or something? Because they're not giving us a penny for that. Yeah.
I think it's out of frame, but yeah.
All right. I just want to make sure. Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh.
Sponsored by Little Debbie. Still some time to get their lovely, delicious Christmas tree cakes.
You know why, Ricky? Here's the thing. I gotta get them Christmas tree cakes. Now, of course, they're nostalgic. I mean, they're Christmas shaped, so that's part of it. But even so, they have. I don't remember what they are. Like, I guess the zebra cakes, right? Like the direct comparison.
Yeah.
Why are they so much better than zebra cakes? They're like the same thing, but
I don't
God
know.
Damn it! If they were 100 times better.
But I'm pretty sure that they have like the exact same type of deal, but it's just different holidays. Like there's Valentine's. But I don't know, the Christmas tree one just
part of it,
tastes better to me
again,
for some reason.
To be fair, I think part of it is also, like I said, the edges. Because the best part of it is the top of it, the corner. I don't know, those sprinkles must add a lot. I don't know, they're so much better.
Flavored with memories.
Yeah.
That's what I'll call it.
Well, we have to get everything on video, so I'll be sending the camera in.
I peed on the floor earlier.
The dog peed in there a month ago, so we had to really clean it.
I definitely peed on the floor earlier.
Really?
I didn't need to.
Cody really did pee on the floor.
I was peeing and it just twisted a certain way and it went into like a 45-degree angle. I said, what the f***? Oh. I'm like, I'm holding it like this and it went blip. And I went, what? Why feel a pee splash on my foot? Why? It happened.
You know, one day at a time, Cody. That's life, you know? Like, these are the struggles God throws at us and we have to overcome.
There's like a 50-50 there. One day at a time, learning things. And then one day at a time, your piss starts hitting your foot. You're going to die soon. I'm on that edge of the curve.
Yeah, impossible to get. Especially the ones that have Junior on the bottle. That's about like if I hadn't opened this and I sat on it, I could probably sell it for 500. But
I'm trying to.
Why don't you do that, you fool?
Because I love you guys so much, and I want you to share these with me.
I just think it's so funny.
$100.
I just think it's so funny.
Oh.
Rick's in here doesn't even like bourbon at all. And then he's gonna
I'm drinking the best of the best.
No, like Ricky, dude, I don't know if you're a bourbon fan, dude, but let me tell you, we got some Blanton's here, buddy. We got some Blanton's, dude. So it's gonna be something special, and Rick's gonna be like, oh. had each Taylor barrel proof. What should we be buying? And it's be like, I don't know. It tasted like spicy or something. I don't know.
You should go.
I think I like mellow corn a little bit better, to be honest.
Double share.
Yeah, she'd be like, I'd just say, like, don't really waste your money. Just get you some mellow corn. But
Yeah.
Well, that was a long one. Thanks for watching all of that. And we hope to have another video hopefully out by the end of the year. But if not, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. See you next time.